This is the GOAT Level Podcast with your host, the GOAT, the legend, the hero, Van Pugh.
Man, let's get right into it. Howard lost again. Again. It's just frustrating. This team has so much talent. RJ and CJ, they both had 20 points tonight. Like, I think RJ had like 24 and CJ had like 25. It's just frustrating just to watch them lose, man. But they just wasn't really defending. They did at some points, because when they first got down 13, they played some of the best defense I've ever seen in my life. But then in the second half, I guess North Carolina Central made adjustments and they were moving the ball more and they were getting those second chance opportunities and they were hitting their threes. And it's just caused a lot of problems for Howard. And right now, they're 8th in the MEAC, 8 out of 12. So I'm guessing that there are going to be some teams that get a bye, and then there's going to be teams that have to play like the first day or two. So since there's 12 teams, so I'm guessing that they'll probably have to, like, I don't know, play on a Monday or a Tuesday, probably against South Carolina State or Bethune-Cookman, maybe Coppin State. They play Coppin State this weekend. I don't know if they're going to win that game. It's on the road. They should. I mean, I feel like they can beat anyone in the conference. They almost beat Norfolk State, who's clearly the best team in the conference. And they almost beat A&T. They beat FAMU on the road, which is impressive. That's probably the most impressive win of the season to me in the MEAC. Or maybe Norfolk State winning at FAMU on national TV is impressive too. But I'm just baffled, man. Like, this team should be doing way better than they are, and they not, man. It's just they gave up 98 points tonight, and it's just they just defensively most of the night they just wasn't there. I think what sealed it was this play where North Carolina Central ran some action where the guy set a screen right on the low block, and the number 0 kid curled around him. He was wide open, and he dunked it. And Zion and CJ looked at each other, and Zion went off on CJ. Like, CJ is supposed to call out the pick or something. I don't know. Whatever's going on, this team's too talented. Even Chad Locke was cooking today. So you got a big three intact. It's just that defensively, you got to play defense. Some nights they just don't bring it defensively. And also sometimes there's not enough ball movement on offense. But I believe in this team. I still believe while CJ is there, they can make a tournament run, and they can make it to Dayton or wherever they need to go for the NCAA tournament. They just need to just show up the defensive thing. They haven't rebounded all year. I know that. They just got to do that. Once they figure that out, the rebounding and the defense and the ball movement on offense, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. But I think there's talent there. I'm going to see them play against Morgan State next week, and I really hope they win. I really do. I don't want to go all the way to Baltimore during rush hour just to watch them lose. They've got to win. Like, no excuses. You know, we'll see. I want to go to the championship, but hey, I got to work, and I'm training for a marathon. Also, I might have to. No, I don't think I have to ref, but I think there's also DC United. Yeah, I also am working tickets with DC United, so I'll have to do that too. So the combination of those two things is the reason why I can't go to the MEAC tournament this year. But I really do plan to go next year. And between this year and next year, I expect Howard to be in the NCAA tournament. If they don't, do I want to blame coaching? I don't want to. I'm pretty sure they're doing the best that they can, but this team is just too talented. I can't believe they don't have a better record. Well, whatever, man. I hope they get it together. All-Star Weekend seemed cool. I watched a little bit of Celebrity Game. Famous Los was clowning, but hey, he was getting his buckets though. Like he was scoring some tough buckets. And I found out he's a teammate of Brandon Armstrong. You know, B. Dot, who was, I guess he was MVP either last year or the year before. But that makes sense. You know, he's similar, funny type of guy. And yeah, he was cool. Ray Allen. It was good to see him out there and involved in this All-Star Weekend. That was cool. I know he was missing Kevin Hart, but he's in everything. So he's probably working on some movie or doing stand-up or something. Maybe some commercial or something. He wasn't there. I guess Quavo was all right. But trying to think, what else did I notice in the Celebrity Game? Well, the female ref was cute, but I wasn't paying that much attention to her. I do know she took it more seriously than anybody out there. So I can't imagine how she is in regular games. But I guess you need that, or people gonna walk all over you. You gotta control the game. I completely understand. So the other things that happened was, I think with the Saturday thing, the events got worse and worse. Like the skills challenge was amazing. I'll watch that again. That was amazing. They were competitive. They came down to the wire. I thought Trae Young was going to win because I'm biased. But he barely beat De'Aaron Fox. Like, it came down. They both made the shot, and he got it in like a millisecond before De'Aaron Fox. And honestly thought if Trae Young didn't win it, Jokic was going to win it. It was insane, man. That was, all the battles were close. Like, if someone had a big lead, as soon as they start shooting, they'll miss, and then the other guy catch up to them and then make the shot. Or they'll both miss, and then someone will make it. It was really tight. And then Trae Young versus Tatum at the end, Trae Young looked like he was going to run away with it. I was like, all he got to do is just make that three, that first three. Dude, miss, man. And then Tatum makes a half-court shot. I'm like, now that's good TV. They should have did a longer round of that or something. That was amazing. I take an encore of that. The 3-point contest, I didn't really get to see, but I got it recorded, so I will be watching sometime this week. Disappointed that Buddy didn't win another Sooner. But he did good. I mean, he made top 3. He was top 3. And it just ended up being between Joe Harris and Steph Curry. See, I knew Joe Harris was a good player because he was a really good player at Virginia. But I didn't think he'd be this nice in the NBA. I guess it took him some time. And that Nets team is no joke. You got him. You got D'Angelo Russell. You got Jarrett Allen. They built up enough young talent to actually do something. They got Karis LeVert. Like, y'all better stop talking about the Knicks. You need to start talking about this team. But that's never going to happen because that's by design. And the Knicks, more storied than the Nets, obviously. So that's not going to happen. So Steph Curry lost by 1. Also, I like how the Legends were doing the 3-point contest. They had a 3-point contest for, charity. And Daryl Curry was missing everything. Like, you are the shooting guru, and you miss almost every shot. I'm like, God damn, y'all. Ray Allen almost missed every shot. Whatever, man. All I know is, all he was missing was Craig Hodges. But anyway, they raised money for charity. It was cool. The dunk contest, it was kind of a disappointment. I turned it off at some point because Dennis Smith just kept missing dunks, and it was annoying. John Collins, I like the setup. I like how it looked. I like the props and everything. But he just didn't finish. Like, it just, the execution of it was just, he could have added a little bit more to that. You know, the execution of that dunk was just bad. And even, I saw it on his face, even he knew it was like, yeah, it didn't go that well. Amadou Diallo, like, that honeypot dunk, he did that in high school. Man, he did the same thing he did in high school, and he still won. He still won the NBA dunk contest. So everyone's talking about him versus Zion next year. I actually want to see that. That would be amazing. Oh man. We'll see. We'll see. So the next thing I want to talk about is, in the All-Star game, I didn't get to watch as much of that. The little bit I did see, the Steph alley-oop to Giannis was crazy. As from what I heard, KD went off in the second half. And Paul George. I mean, LeBron picked an amazing team. I kind of want to play with that team on Blacktop on NBA 2K. I mean, he had everybody. He had James Harden. He had Kevin Durant. Oh my God, that team was insane. He had Simmons. Bruh. I think he had Paul George too. Yeah, he had Paul George. He had basically the top 5 MVP candidates. And he had Anthony Davis. Like, good Lord. I didn't really see Bradley Beal do that much, but hey, it is what it is. I like how on Undisputed, they tried to spin it into Steph Curry just wasn't clutch. And he just fell apart like he did in the finals in 2016. How we get to that? Y'all can't let that go, can y'all? You know, I understand. You need something to talk about on a holiday. But, so, you got the AAF, which, before I get to AAF, speaking of Anthony Davis, that whole trade thing was crazy. Like, Pelicans didn't want to trade with LA. They didn't really take them seriously because they're still mad about the tampering thing. They feel like they tamper. They feel like they're a small market team that has a disadvantage against the Lakers and the Knicks. And they straight up fleeced them. They straight up finessed them. And then they fired their GM after all that. I'm like, okay, what was the point of that? So I guess, did you want the Lakers players or not? I guess not. I guess they're going to let Anthony Davis go, or they're going to wait for the season to end and then see what they can get from Boston. I think Boston's going to step up and get him. But that whole saga was crazy. You're just sitting there waiting for him to be traded and nothing happened. So, and Anthony Davis said the Celtics and the Knicks were on their list, and I know those two fan bases were happy about that because there were rumors that he didn't want to sign with the Celtics, and people didn't think he'd go to the Knicks. That was just speculation, but we'll see. Now back to the AAF, the new football league. The first time I heard about that was when Josh Johnson became a Redskin. I heard he was the number 1 pick for the San Diego Charge or whoever they call. I don't know what San Diego's team called. But that was the first, I was like, what? Why would he go there? Like, what is that? What does him being the first pick in that league mean? Like, what kind of accomplishment is that? But then I saw who's behind the league and how much backing they got and how they got television contracts. I'm like, okay, Josh Johnson I see why he was number 1 pick in this league. It's also the reason why I think the AAF is just okay. It's just okay. There's a few plays that has wowed me, and they made it on SportsCenter. But other than that, the AAF is just okay. Like, the offenses are shaky. You can tell it is a step below the NFL. You can tell. I think it'll get better. I'm holding hope. And I think when playoff time comes around, the championship, I'll definitely watch that. But as far as the regular season, I see the hype, but then when you watch the actual games, I'm like, it doesn't really keep my attention. So, I mean, maybe it will later on, but for now, it's so-so. It's like kind of a slight notch below CFL. So now I'm talking about the Wizards. The Wizards, they lost John Wall for the year. Apparently he slipped and fell and tore his ACL. He's already injured. That's just unfortunate. And now I'm saying, should we rebuild? But we kind of changed the team a little bit. No, not a little bit, man, a lot. Like, our whole team is different. Like, there's no Gortat. Well, we traded him a while ago. But no Gortat. Dwight Howard's injured. Markieff Morris is gone. Porter is gone. Oubre is gone. I mean, everyone's gone. Like, our whole bench from last year is gone. The team that went to the conference semifinals was one game away against Cleveland. They're all gone. The only people who are left is John Wall and Bradley Beal. Everyone else is new. They either were traded or we acquired them from a trade or we picked them up in free agency. This is crazy. I don't know how many games we're going to win. We got the Chicago guys. We got Portis. We got Parker. They're okay, I guess. I mean, we got the guys from the D League. We got, Chesson Randall and McRae and Troy Brown. They're good and all, but, I mean, can they get us to the playoffs? I don't know. Thomas Bryant is young. I don't know if we're getting Dwight Howard back. We're definitely not getting John Wall back. In fact, we might not get John Wall back at all for another season and a half. So that's why I'm kind of like, you know what? Why don't we tank for Ja Morant? We could just build around Bradley Beal, and we'll get John Wall's replacement, so to say. We could just groom Ja Morant, and he can play while John Wall's out. And then when John Wall comes back, he can take his spot. We could, slowly build him in, and then John Morant can just slide behind him. But I don't think we're going to get Ja Morant. He's going to be gone. He's either going to be in Phoenix or New York. I'm going to be real with you. So, Ja Morant and Dennis Smith Jr., like, that is just a nightmare at backcourt. I don't want to see that, for sure. But we'll see. The Wizards, they have a chance to make the playoffs. Like, come on, Brooklyn's in 6. Brooklyn. The Hornets are in 7. Like, these teams are not that impressive. We like right there with the Pistons and stuff. The Pistons are kind of a disappointment to me, but I don't see how the Wizards can't make. Like, they have a chance, but honestly, I wouldn't be mad if they fell back so we could get Ja Morant. Ja Morant or Zion Williamson. I would love one of those guys. If we don't get them, we might as well just, I don't know. I just know we got to build around Bradley Beal. He's my age. Actually, he's a year younger than me. And he's future. He's an all-star, and he's quickly becoming one of the best shooting guards in the league. We might as well just build around him. We can't scrap it all, but we've pretty much scrapped it all. But we might as well just build around Bradley Beal and see what happens. So late night caps are on. Right now it's 2-0 Caps. Thank God, because I was sick of them losing. They lost so many games. Not only did the Islanders catch them, they passed them. Ooh, and they just scored on a power play. 3-0 Caps. So I think that was Ovechkin. Like, oh my God, I love it. They annihilated the Sharks, who stole one from us in D.C., and they beat them 5-1. But then they mess around and lost to the Anaheim Ducks. What? Alright, but they're killing the Kings. It's 3-0. Ovechkin again. I love it. Um, with all the losing they've done in the past like month and a half, 2 months, they're still up there. They're still towards the top of the Eastern Conference or the top of the division. So I think it's just a minor slide, and they'll be just fine. They're the champs for a reason, and they'll be all right. So I hope so, because I'm sick of the losing. So Kareem Hunt got picked up by the Cleveland Browns. Yeah, that's a good move. Pretty loaded backfield. Somebody's got to go. I guess it's Duke Johnson going to be the odd man out, unless you have some three-headed monster. I guess he's the odd man out, Duke Johnson. It's unfortunate, man. He's talented, but that Kareem Hunt is no joke, and he's from Cleveland. Every time I think of Kareem Hunt, I think of the 9. And every time I see the 9 in Cleveland or think of the 9, I think of Kareem Hunt. And I'm about to go to Cleveland pretty soon, so I'm going to look at the 9 and be like, damn, that's where Kareem Hunt hit that girl. Whatever you do, keep the guy away from the 9 hotel. And if he is at the 9 hotel, just make sure he stays out of trouble. Because I want to see Kareem Hunt do well. He's a heck of a player. I guess we'll see what happens. I'm interested in the Browns because they got Baker Mayfield, and they went from 0 wins to 7. And they could have had more. They lost some close games, especially that Chargers one where they lost by a field goal. And then the Raiders won where I think it was refs or something. Man, I'm very invested in this Cleveland team, and I hope they do well. Yeah, for sure. Now I'm going to talk about Kaepernick. Okay, so I'm hearing that, so they settled. Him and Eric Reid settled with the league, collusion case. That's cool. Some people say he's sellout. Some people is happy because he got the bag. I say I'm happy because he got the bag. He got the money. You know what I'm saying? He was able to cause enough commotion to make the owners settle. Like, I don't know if he had something on him legit that they were colluding, or the press was really hurting their bottom line. I don't know what it was, but Kaepernick got paid. He stuck to what he's believing, and it paid off. And Eric Reid, too, and he got a new contract. You know, those guys are doing well. They're blessed. Kaepernick, I heard he'll be back in the league soon, maybe. I guess is a method to his madness of why he turned down going to the AAF. Because why go to the AAF, which is clearly a notch below what you're worth. And he wanted $20 million from it. That's fair, because you look at that competition, honestly, he'd probably slice and dice them. So I would love to see him in the NFL. I heard the Patriots and the Panthers were interested. Patriots, he obviously wouldn't play behind Tom Brady and maybe Hoyer. I don't even know if he makes the team. But it'd be nice, man. I would love to see him in a Patriots uniform, even though he wouldn't play. The Panthers, he has a realistic shot to play. Like, the Panthers never have any really good backup quarterback. So he has a real good shot to start while Cam Newton's dealing with the shoulder injury. So I say he go there, and his boy Eric Reid already there. So the Panthers will be perfect. Do they want to pick him up, though? That's the thing. He hasn't played in like 2 years. And when he did play, his numbers, I'm going to admit, man, it just wasn't good. It wasn't good. He showed flashes, but it just was not good. I'm going to be honest. They just weren't. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is Bryce Harper. Will you just pick a team already? I'm just tired of waiting. I want to know if he's going to the Nationals, the Phillies, the Padres, or the Giants, or somebody else. I just want to know. This is making me anxious. I'm like, do I cheer against you or what? Do I cheer against you or what? I guess we'll see. I keep hearing he's going to Phillies. I keep hearing the Phillies are the top team. Man, I hope not. I love Philly and all, man, but I'm a Nationals fan, and they're rivals. And I don't want them to be that mean to Harper. I know it's kind of soft for me to say, but Oh man, no man. I'd rather have him in DC than Philly. I'd rather have him in San Diego than Philly. Like Philly is cool. Philly is cool. But I don't know, man. Like they're my third least favorite team in the NL East. Obviously, I dislike the Braves and the Mets, and the Marlins I'm okay with. I mean, I don't really mind them. They're still division rivals though, and we're competing against them 15, 16, 20 times a year. So you got to beat them. And the Phillies are kind of in the middle for me. Like sometimes I like them, sometimes I don't. They're in Philly. I love Philly, but they're still division rivals. So they got to go. So I hope Bryce Harper, man, if he goes to the Phillies for a similar contract, there must be some language, or maybe he just kind of wasn't feeling DC and just wanted to go. I don't know, but man, this sucks. Can you just pick a team already? I'm tired of this. Anyway, man, I'm out, man. Peace.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the GOAT Level Podcast. Make sure you share, subscribe, and get money.